Hello guys, welcome to Skills101. Today we're going to talk on emotional intelligence, which is part 2 of the soft skills series. So let's start by defining in very simple terms, what is emotional intelligence? Of course, you will look online, you will look in dictionaries, there would be very long, complicated sort of definitions. Let's put it very straight. So basically, it is about understanding oneself and understanding others. Right? For example, my emotions, how am I behaving, how am I reacting in certain circumstances, why am I reacting like that? And similarly, I need to also understand others, so the way they react, why are they reacting like that? Basically, at the end of the day, it's about developing an understanding and appreciation, being compassionate to others, and also developing empathy in you, right? We tend to judge people sometimes, but here we are talking about not judging people, but being very logical, sensible, proactive, and simply a good human being. So let's look at some strategies, some methods that we can sort of improve our emotional intelligence. Number one, we can say that it's very important to have some sort of self-awareness in us. Or let me put it like that, doing some self-reflections help massively, right? For example, if I want to kind of analyze a previous scenario, a previous experience, or a previous situation in which I got angry with someone, right? I just kind of sit down now and I try to think, why did I get angry? What triggered me, for instance? And could I have done it in a different way? So this is very much to do with self-reflection or self-awareness. And remember, you usually do that when you're on your own so that you can get the best sort of analysis or conclusion out of it. So number one, please do not forget to reflect on yourself. Number two, it's also essential to have constructive feedback, right? That could come from your family members, your friends, but remember, here we are talking about genuine constructive feedback. Sometimes someone can come to you and say, oh, you have done it very nicely, but they're just telling you that to please you, right? We don't want people pleasers, we want people to be very honest to us, right? For example, the way we've reacted or the way we are behaving, they tell us exactly why or how do they perceive us in that particular scenario. Probably we are coming across as being too outgoing in the sense that we are kind of like putting our emotions forward, not caring about others. So these type of people would give you honest opinion about yourself, and you have to take it on board. Of course, there's no point someone gives you an opinion, a constructive feedback, and then you become defensive against it. The point here is I listen to others, and based on that, how can I improve myself further? Number three, I would say it's very important to pause before reacting. Or let's put it like that, stop and think. Let's say, for example, there's a bit of a heated sort of discussion with someone, right? Rather than just reacting straight away, rather than just replying, why don't you pause for a few seconds? I know that sounds quite hard, right? Because at that point in time, probably you're having a range or frequencies of emotions in you that you just want to bang on, react, or knock that person. But in the context of developing your emotional intelligence, it's very important to kind of take some time, just stop, just reflect, just think, right, before you reply, right? As you say, your tongue hasn't got any bone, isn't it? So it just flaps. So try to control it, align it to your mind. So here we are speaking about fine-tuning, okay? Fine-tuning your thoughts, your emotions with your actions. Number four, it's about understanding others, right? That can be the most difficult thing. And sometimes you need to put yourself in the shoes of someone else. I'm sure you've heard about this sort of cliche statement so many times. But trust me, until and unless you do not try to understand from other perspectives, you wouldn't really get a clearer picture of what is happening. So sometimes it's very important to compromise with your ego and try to put yourself in someone else's situation. It might be at that particular point in time, that person he or she was right in the way that he or she was behaving, right? Without being biased, of course. So understanding others is very important. And I'm not telling you to understand strangers. Try to start this exercise by understanding people who are in your immediate environment. That could be your family members, or it could be friends with whom you live, etc., etc. Moreover, you could also find ways that you can manage your stress levels, right? Nowadays, a lot of people are doing yoga, for example, or it could be meditation, or anything that works for you. It doesn't have to be those kind of exercises, if I may call it, because different people have got different ways that they manage their stress levels. Some people could be they go to the gym, or they engage in some sort of activities or hobbies. So whatever works for you, whatever can manage your stress level, would definitely help you in making your emotional intelligence stronger, right? Because you will be able to become calmer within yourself. And when you're calmer, obviously you are able to see a better picture of things. You're able to use your rationale sort of intelligence in a better way. Last but not least, I would say it's all about practice. As we say, practice makes perfect, right? So practicing here, I'm talking about practicing listening to yourself, right? Listening to what your brain is telling to you, listening to what your body is telling to you, listening to what your environment is telling to you is so important, right? And how can you do that, right? Sometimes we really don't know how to do it. That could simply mean I give you one of the techniques which I use myself. You can go, for a long walk in nature, just yourself. You try to reconnect with yourself. Okay, that's so important. So that would help you to understand things better. So basically what you're doing behind the scene, you're just practicing to make your emotions become cleaner, right? If I may use one really beautiful term here, it's about emotional hygiene, right? Just like you practice your physical hygiene, it's very important to practice emotional hygiene as well. And remember, without emotional intelligence, without emotional hygiene, right, we would really struggle on this planet, right? And that's something which we learn throughout your life. It doesn't happen only at 20, you just get better at your emotional intelligence, right? You're not born with that, but you develop it with time. So on that note, I really hope that you liked my video today, you enjoyed what I spoke about, and if you did so, I would be really, really grateful if you could please like and share my video, pass it around to your friends, to your colleagues, to your network, and I will see you in the next video, still with the soft skill series. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Bye.